guys, welcome back to my channel. Today marks the very first episode of my new handstand series that will be going through everything you need to know about handstands from a very basic beginner level to a more advanced level. I'm so excited to be bringing you guys this little series. It is going to be amazing and it's going to be perfect for you guys to follow along and progress and learn as much as you can over the next couple of weeks when I release the rest of the episodes. So the very first episode that we have today is about our wrists. It's a warm-up for your handstand sessions. This is going to be super important in your training because it's something that if it isn't done properly and it isn't done regularly, you may end up having some pains and aches later on in your handstand journey where your wrists just aren't keeping up with the amount of time that you're spending on your hands. So super important. This is something that you should always come back to and follow along with before you start your handstand session. And again, this has no specific level requirement. This is for beginners to advance before they're doing whatever it is that they're doing in their handstand session. So super important. What I'm going to do is I am going to show you guys some snippets of clips from one of my training sessions where I show you guys this wrist warm up. Obviously I'm talking to you here, so it will act as a voiceover when you do hear me talking about the stuff with the clips as well. And I hope you guys enjoy this sort of coaching style where I go and do the exercises, I come back and I can actually really talk through it with you guys. So let me know if you have any feedback from this instructional video. I do have ones previously that I have done, but I just thought it would be best to go from the very basics of what we need to do for our handstand training to advanced all in one go rather than just putting out bits and pieces here and there. So we're starting afresh and we're going to jump into this straight up with our wrist warm up. Okay, very first exercise is a wrist roll. So we're going to clasp our hands together, interlock our fingers, and then roll through the wrist movement. As you can see, my wrists are quite close to each other and they're rolling over each other as I do the movement. My elbows not so much, which is completely fine because it allows us for more movement. We're going to do a certain amount of wrist rolls one way, and then we're going to make sure that we do the opposite way as well. Make sure that when you are doing these, you're as soft and loose as possible and you're not trying to strain any muscles while doing so. Second exercise are our wrist pumps. So you're going to place your hands flat on the ground. You're going to push through your fingers and your wrists to elevate your palms completely. This is going to stabilize through your wrist muscles and also using your shoulders, your forearms, and the muscles in your fingers, believe it or not, to help you elevate those palms. Super important when you're getting into your balancing work that you know how to use your finger muscles. Next one we're doing is our elbow turns. So we're going to place our hands flat on the ground, lock out the elbows to the point where they're completely extended, and we're going to roll the faces of our elbows forward and backward, forward and backward. As you can see, when I am moving my elbows, I make sure that they're only slight movements. You're not actually going to use your elbow turning or anything in a handstand, but it's just good to warm up a whole heap of muscles, a whole heap of joints, ligaments, everything that lay inside that area. Next exercise we're doing are some holds. We're going to place our hands flat on the ground and we're going to keep our fingers facing forward. We're going to lean forward and lean back, rock back a couple of times. What we're doing is pretty much stretching out our wrists, allowing them to be flexible both ways that we know how. And then we're going to rotate in a circle, forward and back, changing up which sides that we rotate round. Once we've done this a couple of times, we're going to turn our hands facing outwards so that our palms are facing in towards each other, our forearms are facing in towards each other, and we're going to rock side to side, focusing on the left and the right arm as you move. Once we've done that, we're going to rotate again and have our fingers facing completely back towards us, forearms facing forward, and we're going to rock back and forth with a hold at the back position to really stretch out those forearms. Now we are going to rotate round and flip over so that the front of our hands are now facing down towards the ground. Our fingers are again facing back towards us, but obviously in a different way as before. We're going to turn them around, get them moving, and then return back to our starting position. Next exercise, one of my absolute favorites, is our little hand clasp. Your hands have to be placed under the knees. Your legs are cramping down on your forearms. So this creates a tension in the hands, and we're going to open and close our hands in a clasp for however many reps you feel comfortable doing. I do around 30-ish each time. A lot of my workshops and classes will do around 100 before we do it, as they're doing 3-hour workshop time sessions. So as many times as you guys want. These ones are really, really good for wrist pain. If you guys are dealing with any sort of wrist pain from any previous injuries or just a lot of time spent on your hands, it is so, so good for that. It builds up all of the strength in the stabilizing muscles, all of the little tiny ones that you don't usually use, but you do for hand balancing. It builds those up to a point where they're nice and strong. We've got the blood pumping. Everything is as how it should be. So really, really good exercise for anyone who's dealing with wrist pain, or if you guys are halfway along your journey and you're feeling it now, really good to add these bad boys in. Next one we're going to do, which will be the last one, is just a folding over of the wrists. So we're really trying to use our muscles in this one now. We're trying to push away on our drop down using our front forearm muscles. And as we come up, we are clamping through those muscles. So we are pulling back as much as we can, dropping down as much as we can, and then swapping it up. Once you guys have done all of those, you are ready to start your handstand training. As you can see, my hands are on the ground. I am putting time in, and I can't wait to see you guys do so on the next tutorial video, which will be our very basic beginner drills and tips and things that you can do before even attempting to do a handstand. This is for the people that have a fear of doing a handstand, a fear of going up against the wall. This video is specifically for you guys. If you guys are already hand balancers, this video can still be super, super informative, as there will be a lot of strength holds and things that will help you later along the line to build up those basic muscles for your handstands. I hope you guys loved this video. Let me know below any feedback that you guys have for the next video, and I will see you guys later on.